Hello, Danger Nato. I know I said I was gonna do a VTuber Minecraft server tonight, but the mod pack broke when I tried. I'll probably be able to fix it tomorrow. So I might do or at least tomorrow at some point. But anyways, are we ready to start?
I'm ready.
Alright. The first one is Delaware Double. Archivist note. Partially restored. Oh. How interesting. We're only seeing part of it. Well, we're gonna see how Delaware doubles itself. Correct me if I'm wrong, isn't Delaware like one of our smallest states?
I don't know how big Delaware is.
Now I'm confused. No, not confused. I'm curious. I need to know.
Why?
Oh, no. Not least. U.S. Oh, apparently Rhode Island is smaller. Delaware is number 49, and Rhode Island is 50. So, yeah, Rhode Island's the smallest. Huh. I didn't know that. I didn't know Guam was a U.S. territory.
You didn't know Guam was? Guam was?
No, I thought it was its own country.
Nope, and it's kind of pissed that it is technically a U.S. territory, but doesn't have the rights of a state.
Damn.
Basically treated like property. They're not given any say over anything. They're kind of really big assholes to Guam.
Yeah.
I don't think Trump is helping that either.
Yeah. Interesting. Apparently, Puerto Rico is basically two Delawares. Yeah, neat. Yeah, I wonder if Puerto Rico still wants to be our state at this point.
Huh?
You don't know? Puerto Rico has been trying for a long while to become a United State part of a state in the United States instead of just territory.
You know why, right?
Oh yeah, the country
If
is
they
very fucking
become a
poor.
state, they get a say. But if they're just a territory,
Oh yeah.
it means they don't have a say, but they're still part of the United States.
Yeah.
But yeah, of course they want to be a state. They want more rights. They want more, like, probably other stuff that states get.
Yep. Alright, Delaware Double. Let's start this in 3, 2, 1.
An accidental discovery made by two fishermen has sent shockwaves across the nation.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm not showing Discord, am I? Oh, yeah, I am.
Did you just close it and then realize you were showing it? Darn, I'm gonna say this as nice as I can. Are you stupid?
Yeah. Usually I forget. Anyway, 3, 2, 1.
An accidental discovery made by two fishermen has sent shockwaves across the nation. Around 4 p.m. on Christmas Eve, Ralph Grassamer and Michael Tillman were reeling in their last batch of catfish when something on the ice caught their eye. He looked like a bicorn, one of those hats from way back when, said Grassamer, and the others of the two who had also organized the trip. Grassamer walked down the ice to retrieve the hat. When he pulled back the hat from the ice, he tumbled back in shock at the sight of a human scalp, partially exposed in the ice.
Excuse me? Okay. There's a murderer, Jerry.
Tillman walked over and after a brief discussion with Grassman, agreed to remove the rest of the body from the ice. The effort took several hours, but by 10 p.m. the fishermen were able to pull the entire body from the ice with no further damage. Although both men had presumed that the individual was already dead for some time, Tim exclaimed in shock when he reportedly saw the individual's eyelid twitch.
Excuse me? Look, I'm not an expert on human anatomy, but when you're frozen to death, you stay dead. Like I said, I'm not an expert on human anatomy. Your thoughts, Jerry?
When you're frozen, you're definitely dead. But if you're not, I don't like that.
This is some SCP logic.
Grassman suggested to immediately take the body home and attempt to revive the frozen man. They proceeded to carry it back to Grassman's apartment. They laid the body in a full bathtub, gradually raising the water's temperature throughout the night to prevent shock. Grassman claims to have learned this technique from a pulp magazine he had read as a child. At 2 a.m. the following morning, Tillman claimed that an individual briefly regained consciousness and shouted, "Victory or death," while Grassman rested in the living room. By 7 a.m. the frozen individual appeared to have relapsed into a deep coma, which prompted Grassman to phone the local authorities. And that's why he hadn't called medical personnel earlier. Grassman told reporters that he didn't want to risk the lives of the first responders, who had been driving on slippery roads in the dark. Shortly after being phoned, paramedics arrived and rushed the frozen man to the Delaware State Hospital. Throughout the experience, both fishermen thought that the individual's face seemed vaguely familiar. It was only when Tillman pulled out a dollar bill that the connection was fully made. When we first dug him out, we moved his clothes so that we could carry him more easily. The clothes weighed a ton because they were completely frozen over. By bet if we saw the clothes without ice, then we could have no doubt that we dug out George Washington.
I'm sorry, what? So, does that mean in this world, when George Washington crossed the river, the Delaware River, he died?
Apparently.
And wait, then who was the first president? Like, he died, so he couldn't be the president.
Well, someone was, just not him.
Yeah.
Although Delaware State Hospital has declined to comment on the identity and the condition of the man, Grassman brought the bicorn hat from the previous day to the Delaware History Museum, where historians confirm to be an authentic piece from the 18th century. The Foundation raised more questions than answers, as further research revealed that no Washington reenactors or artifacts have been reported missing. Grassman believes that the man he dug out from the ice is the true George Washington, and that the former president had become gravely ill while crossing the Delaware River. Grassman claims that the imminent death of Washington could have been devastating to the war effort, so his condition was likely kept secret by having a double acting as the president until 1797. When asked for an explanation to why the body had been found so far from the site of the battle, Grassman replied, "He either drifted away or his men purposely planted it far away so that no one could find it." During Saturday,
I'm sorry, what? So what you're telling me is that they saw George Washington just get really sick, let him stay within the river, and just had someone else replace it?
I guess.
Damn.
Kind of cold-blooded, but I guess it happened.
Yeah.
So a fake George Washington became president.
Yeah. One.
Saturday's morning press conference, President Dean shared his thoughts on the discovery in 2 words: "I'm surprised."
The Delaware River Journal ceased operations on December 28th, 1976. Oh. And that's Delaware Double. So basically, our first president wasn't even George Washington. It was whoever the fuck was there.
Well, I guess he became George Washington.
Yeah. Alright. Next one. Oh boy. You're. I
I'm
don't
here.
think you're ready for this one, Jerry. The Rockefeller tree tragedy. I think we all know who Rockefeller was.
Oh,
Alright. Our famous note, although primarily written by Virginia herself, the final draft of Virginia Wonderland does contain words and phrases provided by her legal guardian for clarification. Construction of the Rockefeller Center began in early 1930 when pre-existing buildings in the area were demolished to provide space. The center's original Christmas tree, raised by its own construction workers, was first seen by J.D. Rockefeller toward the end of this period of demolitions. Inspired, Rockefeller handpicked 3 trees for the next 3 Christmases: 1931, 1932, and 1933. The special tree would make its first appearance in the center on the 4th year, 1934. Hello, missed the second George Washington. Yeah. Yeah, you did. Alright, now on to the Rockefeller tree tragedy. Now let's see if this world's Rockefeller is better than ours.
we'll find out. You know, ours was definitely eccentric and was obsessed with flying. He revolutionized aerospace everything, basically.
Yeah. Three, two, one. always no tragedy about that John D. Rockefeller.
During the first winter of the center's construction, the workers set up a Christmas tree just outside the entrance. It was an uncanny sight to see a green fir stand in the middle of what appeared to be a no-man's land. But this tree, humbly ordained with strings of cranberries, buttons, and tin cans, greatly affected me. It demonstrated that even in the darkest of times, the American people will light the beacons of hope. I thought it could be the start of a great and inspiring tradition, so I traveled north to Babylon in search of a Christmas tree for the following year.
I'm sorry. Is there a place in America called Babylon?
Oh, what?
Yeah, he went to Babylon for a tree. Babylon Forest. Is that actually a place in America?
Let me look that up.
I have never heard of that being a place. This place in New York City gets its yearly Christmas tree, if I
Well, there
remember.
is a Babylon. It's in Long Island.
How? Yeah, and random person
Oh,
says,
wait, there's also Babylon in New York?
yeah, Bookworm says, not Bookworm, random person says, yeah, it's a place in New York City gets its yearly Christmas tree, if I remember. It could be that they just get the Christmas tree from there. It's not actually in New York. Or is Long Island a part of New York?
Oh, Long Island is one of the areas in New York. Okay.
Okay. So yeah, apparently this place is a place called Babylon in the United States.
Yep. It exists. It is a thing.
Yep. 3, 2, 1. Virginia in Wonderland by Virginia.
For 12 days and 12 nights, Mr. Rockefeller looked for the best tree in the forest. How about this one, Mr. Rockefeller? No, no, it's much too short. How about this one, Mr. Rockefeller? No, no, it's much too tall. How about this one, Mr. Rockefeller? No, no, it's much too average. Mr. Rockefeller soon feared that he would leave empty-handed. Then, on the 12th night, just as he was packing up his stuff, Mr. Rockefeller heard the sweetest tune in the air. It sounded as though the very wind itself
What's the girl's
had
name?
fallen in love.
The girl's name is Virginia. Virginia.
He and his men followed the song and found themselves at the base of a very special tree.
This looks familiar, Jerry.
Is it the tree?
The tentacle tree, yeah. This looks very familiar.
How about this one, Mr. Rockefeller? It's perfect. For the rest of the night, the men swung their axes at the special tree. Chop, chop, chop. However, when the sun rose, the tree was still standing. Their axes had left no marks at all. Mr. Rockefeller was surprised. The next day, Mr. Rockefeller and his men laid 100 sticks of dynamite around the tree. 3, 2, 1, boom! Yet, the special tree continued to stand. Mr. Rockefeller was surprised. So Mr. Rockefeller decided to hire the best team of grave diggers to take the tree out of the ground. After a week of digging, they told Mr. Rockefeller the tree will be out in 3 years at this rate. Mr. Rockefeller was surprised, but he decided to let the grave diggers work. He would pick the next 3 best trees for the next 3 Christmases. But
I agree with the random person. You know, if there's a single giant tendril sticking out of the ground that was playing music, I wouldn't think it was a tree. What about you, Jerry?
I wouldn't think it's a healthy tree.
3, 2, 1.
By the 4th year, the special tree was ready to display.
It's immune to explosions. Yeah.
For the last 2 years, I have seldom mentioned the tragedy that occurred at the center. Many have taken offense at my silence, claiming it to be the result of a desensitization to workplace accidents. Indeed, I have seen enough accidents in 3 lifetimes, but nothing could have prepared me for what happened at the center. For some time now, my friends have blamed the center's original construction workers for the tragedy, since it was their very own Christmas tree that had started the whole tradition. But the truth is that their tree brought joy and wonder to the public. It was my tree, and my tree alone, that brought about the unprecedented loss.
Okay, so basically, workplace accidents within Rockefeller Corporation still happened. Interesting.
On a cold December morning in Midtown Manhattan, Rockefeller's men slowly raised the special tree. Heave ho! Heave ho! Heave ho! By the afternoon, the special tree stood tall and still. It was unlike any other tree, having no color, branches, or leaves. The mayor of New York, Mr. Guardia, thought that the tree was too bare and asked for branches to be added so that ornaments could be hung. Mr. Rockefeller didn't agree. He thought the tree was perfect, just the way it was. But since Mayor Guardia had been one of his best friends, Mr. Rockefeller told his men to glue some branches on. I, Virginia, watched as the men placed branches on the special tree. I had saved my money for over 9 months to purchase a little star ornament because I wanted to be the very first person to decorate the Rockefeller Christmas tree.
So children workers also exist in this world.
Well, it also exists in our world as well.
True.
It laid in my pocket while I watched, because I planned to hang my ornament as soon as the tree was standing. After the final branch had been added and all the men left, I quickly ran up to the tree. But to my astonishment, the lowest branch of the tree was over twice my height. I jumped as high as I could, but still, the lowest branch was out of my reach. I was very disappointed. I wanted to be the very first person to decorate the tree, but now I had no chance. Unless I called my friends. At once, I began counting my friends on my fingers. There was
I have a theory, Jerry.
What theory?
I think the tragedy is gonna have something to do with these children. That's why we're learning their names. But we'll see.
Helen, Charles, Elizabeth, Alice, Joseph, Elsie, Orville, Edith, Olive, and Philip. 10 friends that I could ask for help. Then I realized that 10 friends standing on each other's shoulders could put me at the very top of the Christmas tree. My star could be the first and the tallest. Without a second to spare, I ran from door to door, asking for help. Knock, knock, knock. Helen, are you there? Knock, knock, knock. Charles, are
Doggo.
you there? Knock, knock, knock. Elizabeth,
Pussy.
are you there? Eventually, I gathered all 10 of my friends at the bottom of the Rockefeller Christmas tree. I told them my plan, to have them all stand on each other and form a ladder for me to climb to the top. My friends understood my excitement, and they quickly started to climb onto each other's shoulders. Ow! Helen had stepped on Charles' fingers. Ow! Charles had stepped on Elizabeth's fingers. Ow! Elizabeth had stepped on Alice's fingers. After many groans and tumbles, my friends formed a sturdy ladder, and I began to climb.
Ow.
My joy grew with every passing face, and before I knew it, I was at the very top, looking down at the tree. My ladder of friends swayed back and forth, and occasionally felt like it was about to collapse. But I tuned out the movement and focused on the tree. Closer, friends, closer. Then I secured the metal star at the top of the tree. It was perfect. Hooray! Victory! I'm the first! Just then, there was a strange sound. The tree began to shake. Its glued branches
Don't eat
fell
the
out
children.
all at once, and the entire tree slowly bent backwards. Soon,
Don't eat the
the very
children.
top of it touched the ground, forming a perfect arc. It was like a very strange rainbow. My heart sank as I saw my
Ow.
star gently slide to the ground from the tree's top. Bolts of lightning then shot out
Ow.
from inside the arc of the tree, producing thunderous booms. The lightning scared my friends and me. We all tumbled to the ground and ran in all directions, but the lightning caught up to us. I was blinded by a great white light.
I fucking called it. I knew it had something to do with the children. I was right.
I remember when my eyes adjusted, I was in a field of special trees.
What?
And I saw... In a flash, I returned to the street where my friends and I had been struck by the lightning. We were all on the ground, being attended to by other people. I had scratched my legs badly, and I could see that my friends were also hurt. I looked up at the Rockefeller buildings, and I thought that they looked a little...
Thanks, random person. Random person said, one man ran up to me and whispered, "The trees are not trees." That's what it said before the cut. Thanks, random person.
Oh,
Okay, so they're not trees. I don't know what the fuck they are, but they're not trees.
different. The whole street looked a little different, and the special tree was nowhere in sight.
Hey.
It is only natural for the reader at this point to wonder why the incident has been referred to as a tragedy. There had been no loss of life, and, aside from a few temporary scorch marks on the center, no damage to the surrounding property. I, too, assumed it was a mostly inconsequential event, likely an electrical accident whose effects were exaggerated by the children at the scene. I was grateful that every life involved had been spared. A death at the center would have weighed heavily on my mind for some time, but When I encountered the results of the children's medical examinations, I wished that a death had occurred in place of the unfathomable.
Wait, what?
My mom and Pa visited me at the hospital, but they looked completely different. Ma looked worried. After she wiped her tears, she asked, "Did you hang your bear at the Rockefeller tree?" I answered, "It wasn't a bear. I was going to hang a star." To which they asked, "What do you mean?" Pa asked, "Where did you get these clothes?" I answered, "These are my clothes, the ones you helped me put on this morning."
Oh, I think I know what's going on. The children were switched between realities.
Oh,
That's why they don't recognize and why the clothes are different. Why they think that she got a bear instead of a star. Their actual child was sent to her world, and their world was sent to the other girl's world. Ding ding ding, ring a ding ding, give a girl a cookie. Yeah. Okay, so that's probably why that tree doesn't exist in this one. It's because it didn't. Okay, damn. Okay, so now I understand why he said that, because Rockefeller is probably confused what the hell happened to the actual children.
that's a good question.
Yeah. Yeah, Rockefeller speaking from this world. Oh, from this one. Ah, okay, so what we're looking at now, she's speaking from this one. Oh, okay. Interesting.
To which they asked, "What do you mean?" My ma then asked, "Why are there dots all over your face?" I answered, "Those are my freckles. I've had them since I was little." To which they asked, "What do you mean?" My parents quietly left my bed and talked to my friends' parents. Then they all started to cry and yell. The nurses made them leave, which made me feel better. None of us thought that our real parents had visited, but they all did feel familiar. Orville and Philip were especially shaken. They didn't even share the same last name with their parents.
Oh.
The nurses tried to convince us that those who had visited us were our parents, and that we would come around to properly greet them after we healed. But it was hard to believe. Whenever I looked out the window, I saw that Manhattan looked different from memory. Mr. Rockefeller himself was kind enough to visit us in the hospital. He asked us whether we were okay, and then after some time, he and the nurses began to ask us some very easy questions about American history. With every reply, they would chuckle and shake their heads, until I told Mr. Rockefeller who I thought he was. He chuckled at first, and then became silent, as if the simple fact had deeply affected him. He had asked all my friends a few more questions about himself, and with each answer, he seemed a little more scared.
Oh.
Mr. Rockefeller quietly stood with the nurses for a while, before he wished us a Merry Christmas and left. That evening, the nurses took x-rays of us to make sure we hadn't broken our ribs. Usually, those taking the x-rays are more than happy to show their patients what the pictures looked like. But when I asked to see them, the nurses ignored me.
Uh-oh.
I didn't fall asleep that night. I kept my ear close to the wall to hear what the nurses were saying next door. I heard one sentence over and over. "Everything's backward." I wonder what they meant by that. I never told my
Oh.
friends because I didn't want to scare them. But I spent the rest of the night with my hand to my chest, wondering if my heart was ever on the right side.
Okay, so they're very much different from children that were taken away.
Yeah.
For several weeks, the children were kept under observation at the Columbia Presbyterian Hospital. I visited them as soon as I had the chance to. All the families of these children were deeply unsettled, for they had all independently come to the conclusion their child had been replaced by a doppelganger. They claimed that these new sons and daughters possessed substantial differences from their real children. The majority of differences involved altered physical attributes and the inability to recognize familiar locations and characters, such as their parents and their homes. Two boys even claimed to have names different to those that their mothers had given them at birth. But of all the discrepancies, the most bizarre was their faulty recollections of notable persons and events. For instance, each of the affected children claimed that I had become the wealthiest man in America through an oil monopoly. It is common knowledge that I did indeed work at an oil refinery in my youth, but to entirely deny my 2 terms as president and insist instead that I had always been a mere philanthropist struck me as being particularly odd.
Okay, so that's way different.
Yes.
The real question is, was Rockefeller a good president? Guess we'll
I don't
find
know.
out.
Yep.
The families were agonized by the children's behavior. Some continue to search for their real children. I support their endeavors, for I do not believe that the children's afflictions were the result of hysteria. Every day, I find myself recollecting the day that I had selected the tree. I have since realized the difficulties involved in the removal of it should have repeatedly discouraged me. And had I been discouraged, the families of those children would not be experiencing the anguish that they currently have. Perhaps I never had the opportunity to select another tree. Perhaps I was meant to select that tree regardless of my persistent character. Perhaps we are all trolleys, forced to follow the path of the track to each of our destinations. I take solace in that thought. Or
Oh
perhaps
boy.
the tree chose me.
That is an interesting looking tree. Oh wait. At the time, it is not actually a tree. Many, including my father, believe that the 1934 Christmas tree vanished. This is untrue. I have seen it wandering in the plaza on many occasions. It resembles a man far more than any tree. Did you hear
Oh.
Virginia's full name? No, I did not. No, I didn't. I'm not sure if it's said it yet. John D. Rockefeller Jr. No. What the fuck? Oh, that's it. Virginia Arnoldson, Rockefeller Senate. Oh. Should I know that name?
So the tree turned into a person after it was plucked out. That's fun. The knot tree.
Oh, the Lincoln Looker, Maya Arnoldson. Oh. Oh, oh that's right. Alright, we ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Alright, this is the Canyon Crown. Archivist note. 2 cameras were used during the Arnoldson's trip. Oh, Arnoldson's back again at it. A professional photography camera and one-time use video camcorder. The inexpensive camcorder produced low-quality clips, which were further degraded by the stabilization effects added with Mozzie Movie Maker. Alright, you ready?
Yeah.
On to Canyon Crown, my crazy Grand Canyon adventure. Me and my brother deep in thought. He's gonna fly. Then I saw something really weird. What? Okay, there's something moving there. I mean, the whole place smelled like vinegar. I don't know what the fuck that is, but it's moving. Back on. Then I saw it again. Yeah, I hear it this time. What the fuck was that? What in the fuck was that?
I don't know.
Excuse me? It got bigger, Jerry.
What?
Hold on, I'll go back. Watch, see?
Ah!
It ain't small.
Oh.
It ain't small.
Oh. Okay.
Bonus step. Show your children and pets. Oh no, we're gonna die. Mr. Squirrel. I did a little research and found out what they saw. Canyon goblin or a canyon crown. It uses vinegar to shrink its huge head back into its body. Dad said the reason we went on this trip was so we can find his sister Maya. Huh?
I went,
Yeah, the Lincoln Looker. She was taken and no one be able to know where she was. Okay. I think that was Maya. What? I care to disagree.
with what?
They believe this is Maya.
No, that's a thing, but not Maya.
Care to disagree. Head off the trail. Thanks for watching. Crazy Grand Canyon Adventure. Video by Lauren Arnoldson. Oh. This next one's going to be interesting because it looks like it's the season finale.
Oh.
It's right after a season 2 teaser. Alright, the season finale, Freedom Faller. Archivist note, to minimize geographical disorientation, the Monarcha's route was simulated with a contemporary map from our timeline. Modern-day borders of European countries are widely known. In regards to Freedom Metal Islands, as mentioned in Nina Crawford's journal, it's believed that the child was unfamiliar with the term plaster, and instead named the most durable material she knew of, metal. Oh, shoot, I clicked the wrong thing. Yeah, if you can't tell, the Arnoldson family is pretty important. Yeah. Alright. Part 1. Sculptor. Enters from a series of exchanges from 1858. The ring must stand on the Capitol Dome. Yes, I'll find an artist to bring the statue to life. Would you provide a design for the statue? Most certainly. Freedom 1, Freedom 2, Freedom 3. Freedom 3 will do, but change your cap. Or remove the cap and begin the cast. Freedom is difficult to cast. Apologies for delays. Is Freedom on her way? With there's Fano speaking, Mr. Crawford passed away. Monarcha will receive freedom. Expect arrival in a month. Okay, so They're using Morse code to communicate as of right now. Wait, because that's what I hear from the beeps. Wait, was Morse code invented in 1858?
It was there by then. Why? Let me look up when it was originally created. So
I thought it was during either World War One or two.
no, it was used a lot, but looking up when it was invented in the 1830s.
Oh, okay, so Morse code was around in 1858.
I had to look it up for you to believe me.
Yeah. The person's even judging me.
My dad was a historian.
Anyway. Part 2, Daughter. Text and illustrations by Nina Crawford, read by an Italian student in Gibraltar.
5 aprile. Gli schizzi di Papino della
Mama sketches for. Okay, yeah. April 5th. Mama sketches for freedom are beautiful. She looks like Mama if she was a queen. I asked Papa if he could make this statue that looks like me. He said yes.
libertà sono stupendi. Lei assomiglia alla mamma se fosse una regina. Ho chiesto a Papino se potesse fare una statua che mi somigliasse. Ha detto sì. 10 aprile. Oggi
April 10th. Papa went to his studio today. I asked whether he started working on my statue yet, and he just kept smiling. I think he is. Papa is very kind.
Papino è andato al suo studio. Gli ho chiesto se avesse già iniziato a lavorare alla mia statua ed ha continuato a sorridermi. Io credo di sì. Papino è molto gentile. 13 aprile.
April 13th. We have not heard from Papa for a few days. This has happened before since he likes to work at his studio for a long time. My mom is very worried today.
Non abbiamo avuto notizia di papà per un po' di giorni. È già successo in passato, dato che è solito lavorare al suo studio per tanto tempo. Ma la mamma oggi era molto preoccupata. È andata nel suo studio dopo avermi
She
messo a
left for her
letto.
studio after she tucked me
15
into bed.
aprile.
April 15th. Mama returned home tonight. She went straight to her room.
Mamma è tornata a casa stanotte. È andata dritta verso la sua stanza. 16 aprile.
April 16th. Inspector Stefano came by tonight. He asked us about Papa and then went to Mama's room. A few minutes later, more men showed up. Mama was crying. She kept yelling.
Oggi è venuto l'ispettore. Ci ha chiesto di Papino e poi è andato nella stanza della mamma. Un paio di minuti dopo sono arrivati più uomini. Mamma stava piangendo. Continuava a gridare: lei ha i suoi occhi.
She had his eyes. She had his eyes. I was scared. I ran out of the house. Wait, are you saying the statue took his eyes? Ugh.
Lei ha i suoi occhi. Ero spaventata. Sono scappata via dalla casa. 18 aprile.
April 19th. I remember Papa telling Mama about how the statue would be put on a ship named Monarca. I went to the docks and found her anchored nearby. Next to the ship were some boxes.
Ricordo Papino dire alla mamma come la statua sarebbe stata messa in una nave chiamata Monarca. Sono andata al porto e l'ho trovata accorata là vicino. Accanto alla nave c'erano alcune scatole. Parti della libertà erano
Birds of
già
freedom were in each of the boxes. I crawled into the box that was empty. I hope to be sent to where Papa is. I feel his spirit around freedom. Oh no.
No. If you do that, then you'll also be someone missing or like only have a pair of eyes left. 'Cause I'm sorry, I'm pretty sure her dad's fucking dead.
Yeah. I mean, it was confirmed he is dead. Like earlier when he messaged like, "Is it coming soon?" The detective messaged the American guy saying like, "Yeah, he's dead." Oh, that was right.
Mi sono intrufolata in una scatola che era vuota. Spero che venga mandato dove sta Papino. Sento il suo spirito vicino alla libertà. 21 aprile. Sono molto
April 21st. I am very hungry. The boxes are tied with rope, so I cannot get out by myself. There's a loud noise in the room, like clay being dragged across the floor. Oh, she's gonna die before she gets to America.
Yeah.
affamata. Le scatole sono legate con una corda, quindi non posso uscire da sola. C'è un forte rullare nella stanza, come dell'argilla trascinata per il pavimento. Posso sentire le corde che
I hear
vengono
ropes
tagliate.
being cut, and something big coming out of the box. Is it Papa? There are more sounds, like wood being broken.
He's gonna get eaten.
No.
E qualcosa di grosso uscire da una scatola. È Papino? Ci sono molti altri suoni, come legno che si rompe. Dato che le corde sono rotte,
This rope's
sono uscite in
broke. I
fretta
quickly got out of the box and found some bread and fruit in the room next door.
dalla scatola ed ho trovato del pane e della frutta nella stanza accanto. Mi sono sbagliata.
And I am wrong. It isn't Papa, but it has his eyes.
24 aprile.
No!
April
You
24th.
have no idea what the context is.
Yeah.
Aaron and I are watching this analog horror, and basically, pretty sure the thing that killed this little girl's dad is wearing his eyes in its sockets. And she just has no idea. She's like, I
Yeah.
don't, this isn't dad, but it has its eyes. Like that's some sort of comfort thing. No, honey, it's gonna kill you.
Yeah. April 24th. I am scared of going into the box again. It made louder sounds yesterday. While I gathered food, I think the men saw me. The box is the only place to hide.
Ho paura di entrare di nuovo nella scatola. Ieri ha fatto suoni più rumorosi. Mentre cercavo per del cibo, credo che mamma mi abbia vista. La scatola è l'unico posto per nascondersi. Le corde continuano ad essere
I was
rotte da
being
quella cosa
broken
che
by the
uccide
things
Papino.
with Papa's
Ho
eyes.
paura che quella
Oh,
cosa...
shit, I forgot to pause. He broke Papa's eyes. I am scared that either it or the men will open my box.
Ho paura che quella cosa...
I'm scared that either it or the man will open my box. I will not write as much because I'm afraid of making noise. I'll write again when I'm out, when I am on land.
o quell'uomo possono aprire la mia scatola. Non
Honey, it's
scriverò
probably
più
gonna kill
molto,
you.
perché ho paura di
Yeah.
fare rumore. Scriverò nuovamente quando arriverò sulla terraferma.
Trust me, you want the
29
men to
aprile.
find you, not that thing.
Yeah. April 29th. The thing with Papa's eyes took me today. It held me as it ran through the jungle. Its sword cut hundreds of trees.
La cosa con gli occhi di papà oggi mi ha preso. Mi ha tenuta mentre correva attraverso la giungla. La sua spada ha tagliato centinaia di alberi. Non ho potuto vedere molto
I cannot see much in the dark, but I did see Papa's eyes, staring down at me from those metal eyelids.
nel buio, ma ho potuto vedere gli occhi di papà fissarmi da quelle palpebre metalliche. Siamo scesi giù per un buco.
We went down a hole and into a deep cave. After it let me down on the ground, it started a fire by hitting its arms against rocks.
E in una grotta profonda. Dopo avermi messo a terra, ha acceso un fuoco colpendo le sue braccia contro delle pietre. Ormai è da ore che
It was sharpening its sword on the rocks for hours now, but has not ever looked down at its blade.
fila la sua spada con le rocce, ma non ho mai guardato la lama. Oggi, sin da
Since I started writing today, the thing with Papa's eyes has been looking at me.
quando ho iniziato a scrivere, la cosa con gli occhi di Papino ha fissato me.
Oh. Part 2, Captain. Excerpts from the captain's log of the Monarca.
19 aprile. 6 casse sono state caricate all'alba. Sono
April
pesanti.
19th. 6 crates were unloaded at dawn. They are heavy, each containing a part of the large sculpture inspected. Safino told me that this is the goodness of freedom. Oh, no, this is the goddess of freedom. Each crate was fastened with ropes. In the storage room, no sliding is.
Ciascuna di esse contiene una parte di una grossa scultura.
Oh, shit. It's possible he left Livorno at noon. Hey, and then it
29
cuts.
aprile. Se metterete il Gibraltar.
April 29th. We landed in Gibraltar at dawn. The ship took hours to steer its port. There were many, many holes in the storage room. Each one allowed enormous amounts of water to enter. Without the tar, it would have sunk
All'alba. La nave ci ha messo
in
ore per
3
approdare nel porto.
days.
C'erano molti buchi neri postiglio. Ciascuno di essi ha permesso ad enormi quantità d'acqua di entrare. Senza il catrame saremmo affondati in 3 giorni. Abbiamo aperto
We opened the crates for customs officers. The crates were empty.
le casse per gli ufficiali della dogana. Le casse erano vuote.
Alright, I'm gonna be right back. I have to go to the bathroom.
Have a nice pee.
I am back.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
The real question is, how dead was Chad? Very.
Oh, sorry. I did not notice random person asked me a question. Honestly, I was spacing out.
Oh no.
Literally, one of the side effects of having like photophobia severe enough is having a hard time focusing, and you're surprised I space out.
Meh.
Okay, there.
Oh, ouch. Ouch.
Are you okay, random person?
No.
Person.
I answered for them. Damn it. Anyway. Anyway, on. And my body's apparently destroying itself in my 20s. I'm not okay, see? I was right. My answer was no. I mean, his answer was. Their answer was no. I was right. Fuck you.
Just because you were right doesn't mean you get to answer for them.
Yes, I can.
You could have a good guess, but that doesn't mean you get to talk for them.
Maybe.
Aaron, you are not the Lorax. You do not talk for the trees. Unless you are not the whatever you would call talking for random person.
Wait, so does that mean random person's a tree?
No!
Random person,
I
you're a
said
tree
you
now.
can talk for random person.
Random, heck yeah.
Random person, if you were a tree, your body wouldn't be destroying itself in your 20s.
Unless it has tree rot or diseases.
No, random person is a human and probably American. Americans don't really get a lot of health care. Now, health care, the body tends to break down a lot faster. Who would have thought?
Random person. I want to be that one tree that lights itself on fire.
No, random. No, don't be the on fire.
Oh my god.
You know what? I'm putting that in quotes.
That's fair. Alright. Part 4, Commissioner. Written and read by Commissioner H. Morgan.
On the morning of April 29th, we received numerous reports regarding a tremendous force that rushed up the rock, which tore down hundreds of trees and created several landslides throughout the previous night. One civilian likened the phenomena to the work of a gigantic crazed fowler. Due to the sheer number of reports and the high level of concern in the surrounding community, I deployed myself along with 13 officers to the rock in search of an explanation. We discovered that there was indeed a newly forged trail through the dense foliage stretching almost the entire height of the rock. The trail was astonishingly linear, with no bends in the path. The cuts to the trees themselves were precise. The downed trees continued to be warm to the touch, presumably due to the extreme speed of
Nothing
this
suspicious
force.
or creepy about any
A
of
few
these
files.
details.
Yeah. Hey, look, one of them is random right here. It's a tree on fire.
Aaron,
Present along the trail were extinguished by fellow officers as we traversed the rock. The path ended at a large
Your
crevice in the
brethren.
ground, which looked to be an entrance to a large underground cavern. After requesting additional men and equipment, Officer Hadley descended into the crevice. It was not long until Hadley exclaimed in fright and urged us all to enter. Within the following hour, the majority of us were in the cabin, which appeared to be an undiscovered offshoot of St. Michael's Cave. In the middle of the location stood a plaster model of a tall Greco-Roman statue of a woman. Surrounding this sculpture were the splayed remains of an individual, flattened like a set of clothes. A hollowed-out torso was stretched a quarter of the way up the statue, the sight of which compelled a few of the officers to exit the cabin. The human remains.
Okay, so girls' remains were entered into the statue.
Well, we knew that was going to happen.
And again, she did get what she wanted. Her father said she was gonna make a statue of her, and wow, kinda did do that.
Don't, Aaron.
Why? I'm not wrong.
But it's not what their dad meant.
Were collected and sent to the morgue, while the sculpture was cleaned and lifted out. The statue's blade, held in its right hand, matched the cuts present on the downed trees. Despite the fantastical implications of this detail, the Gibraltar police force officially concludes that the work of the crazed fella was nothing more than the result of heavy winds.
Yeah, sure.
During a secondary investigation, a journal was discovered in the cabin. A translation of its Italian text is in progress.
Part 5, Craftsman. Freedom, written by Philip Freed.
Arrives the tight-knit wooden ship. The plaster body is absent. Instead, a tall, wounded woman sleeping in its vessel, donning a helmet wrapped in a robe, clutching a sword and a damaged shield. Overheard a conversation with the captain, a violent conflict with freedom at the port in Gibraltar. They tell me inside her is the plaster, and I walk away, silently believing freedom craved liberation so terribly she tried to take it for herself.
Ow.
But off the ship, she was dragged away. Freedom locked up. Freedom in chains. They tell me I have to take it out of her. So hook, rope, peel, and pull. When it was done, freedom stood motionless. Freedom stood still. I see the final bronze woman, and I feel as if, maybe even hope, she is only dormant now and will awaken again.
Part 6, Sculpture. Anti-Dean Association storms U.S. Capitol. Millions look on in horror during attack on democracy. Statue of Freedom is shot down by ADA gunfire. Oh, down it goes. Oh, statue's awake now.
She sounds so friendly. I hope you know I meant that sarcastically.
Yeah. Freedom Father. And that's the end of season 1.
Oh,
What's your thoughts so far on Monument Mythos, Jerry?
uh, uh, yeah, that's my thoughts.
I see.
Lots of death.
Yeah. On to the Monument Mythos Season 2 teaser. Ready?
Yep.
Okay. I think the reason that the U is upside down, anything with human skin stretched over it is creepy. Yeah. The reason why the U is upside down is remember the tree went in a U shape to do with transportation between realities.
Yeah.
So I guess we're gonna get some reality shenanigans.
Well,
Alright, there's no archival note this time. The corner baby. I guess these are more of the corner folk. We arrived on set at 12 p.m. on September 21st, 2021. We painted the walls for 4 hours. The set was inside of a former nursery. Many of its windows were broken. Yeah, those definitely look broken. While we were painting, someone parked their car at the entrance. One noticed someone in the car.
Do it again.
Oh, apparently the creator transitioned last year. I didn't know that. Oh, okay, that's neat. Apparently the creator of Monument Mythos is trans. Neat.
Okay, I don't believe you. I don't believe you for a second. Huh? What? What is it?
No. You know what it is.
Why? What is it?
Do you want to come through here?
Why? Is there someone outside?
No, so I might be saying things, but I'm not sure exactly what's going on in this car.
What? Where am I looking at?
Next to the rear view window. Rear view mirror.
What the fuck? Wait, hold on, what was that? What is that?
It looks like a baby? A weird baby.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1. I called the police immediately. He said it wasn't the first time they broke the windows there to recover children. Nursery doesn't exist anymore. So much for using it. That's it of Corner Baby.
Also random. According to Jade and quotes and things, you're looking for the eucalyptus tree itself. It apparently sets itself on fire.
And of course, those trees would be in Australia, of all places.
Don't say it like that.
I thought it was a different tree, said Rando.
Let me just look up. Is there a list of trees that set themselves on fire? The first tree I see is eucalyptus.
Yeah, my favorite tree is the tree that has exploding fruit. That's a thing. It has multiple names. I think it's either called a dynamite tree or monkey no climb tree. The tree also has spikes.
There's multiple trees with spikes and explosive fruits. One is deadly poisonous, and the other is not.
Well, I like this one because mainly because when the fruit lands on the ground, because it has nitroglycerin within the fruit, its seeds shoot out over 100 miles per hour. And yes, the tree has killed people.
It's apparently a tree that can spontaneously combust. What the fuck does that tree look like?
I don't know.
Unless it's not a tree, it's a flower.
Nice.
No, that flower looks nice. I'm not joking. They look very pretty. I'll show you a picture, Aaron.
I see. Oh, it is a pretty flower.
Maybe that person was just saying things. Maybe they don't combust.
Hey, Jerry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna post a picture of a pretty flower that's in my state.
Yes, apparently this adorable flower can spontaneously combust. The one that looked pretty that I showed you.
I see.
And what is the name of that flower, Aaron?
Well, you might recognize it after I show you what it turns into. It's the doll's
Of
eye.
course. Yeah, I should have seen that coming.
The doll's eye fucking flower looks beautiful, but the second it bears its fruit, it looks terrifying. And I love it. Anyways, back to the analog car at hand. You ready for Corner Girl? I'll take your silence as a yes.
Let's go for it.
No description added to this video. Okay, got it. Alright, in 3, 2, 1.
Now let's learn about the sides and
I'm not
corners of
Alex
different
Kansas.
shapes.
Just move luggage.
A side or an edge is a line segment that joins two adjacent corners of a shape.
Alex based Riley Tillin on me.
A corner or vertex is the point where the two sides are.
She was luggage.
Let's look at this triangle.
You are luggage too. Huh?
She has a nice dress.
Alex Kansas was the name was then name of the YouTube channel. Oh.
It has three
Luggage
sides.
is so easy to lose.
1, 2, 3. It also has 3 corners. 1,
Sincerely, Alex's inspiration.
2, 3.
So we witnessed the murder. Alright. The next is May's Movie Maker. That was mentioned earlier before. During the Canyon episode. Statement from Mays. Did you know that several photographs of President Dean have been manipulated to protect legitimate national security interests? Visit our Twitter account for more fun facts. Emoji of a corn cob. Alright, you ready?
Yeah.
Alright, in 3, 2, 1. Or you can finish brushing your teeth. Or you can finish showering. Or you can finish getting dressed. Or you can finish breakfast. Or you can finish the morning paper. Popcorn will be ready. In the start time of just under 6 seconds, Popcorn Prime is the fastest personal computer on Earth. Your popcorn is waiting.
No, thank you.
He's been freshman points 1960 and 1971. 1960. Star in California. What? Okay, this seems weird. on a pattern.
Let's look at a map to see what is at those locations.
Maybe. It looks like it's just doing a wavelength.
Members of the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission want to know about the mandatory recall of all personal computers. Personal computers may pose a risk to American lives and infrastructure.
Ow.
Simply exposing your computer to a local hazardous
Fourth
type
Amendment
collector
rights
fire.
do not apply.
Your
Damn.
safety is of the utmost importance to us.
In 1960, Maze Machines is founded by Rob Carriers and Rob Waterbaugh. In 1969, President Dean established the Department of Technology, uniting all major American computer corporations and allocating billions of dollars towards technological advancement.
Now this delegation pays him this ovation and rises to its feet.
In 1970, Maze produces the first personal video camera and home computer. Boy boy. Oh my god. In 1972, Maze collaborates with the Department of Defense to initiate the first system to control the true forces of mass destruction. Oh. It went through this pattern. It went through the pattern of the horned serpent right here. Went from Canada all the way, went like that.
I'm gonna comment they could have gone to slightly different routes and still been the same pattern.
Probably.
There's no probably.
Project Horned Serpent. In 1980, Maze is attacked. That's more than just a fucking attack. It looks like you pissed off Zeus. I wonder if it's those spiky trees doing this. This is the same look of electricity they would produce, so maybe. I have no proof. I guess we'll find out.
That's not how the spiky trees look, so.
Yeah. I guess we'll find out who the attackers are. In 1990, the last American personal computer is shut down on national television. In 2000, we learn from our mistakes. Control is confidence, and today there are no doubts. With Maze Movie Maker, now you can take control. Property of Maze. Exploring under a maze factory. Huh? Random person. Okay, so last night the computers awoke some eldritch monstrosity. They won't this time, trust me. Yeah, because whatever electricity, it didn't look like something humans could do. I think it was definitely something abnormal. It might not have been the trees, but it's definitely something.
It was something bad.
Yeah. But first, we spread the word. Memorial monuments, they are all connected. Okay. Military industrial complex grows. Yeah. The cave was very quiet and humid.
Looks like a cave that will eat you. Leave.
Yeah, the air felt charged too.
Leave.
There were no light fixtures or any pieces of equipment. No animals, not even bugs.
This reminds me of the creepy pasta where someone went into a cave. It like slowly closed around the person until it ate them.
I know it had the name God in it. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I know what that is. God's blind spot. I think that's what it's called.
Something like that.
Yeah. I was also starting to think Ted the Caver, which was a huge like creepypasta in the day. It actually helped inspire multiple creepypastas being made. And just so you know, someone did do Ted the Caver analog horror. We will be looking at that eventually. Well, I wouldn't say it's analog horror, but it's still what you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It felt so empty. What happened here?
I swear they're gonna fucking die and no one should be shocked but them.
Yeah.
Okay, oh that's what happened.
Yeah, I'm assuming that cave is extremely electrically charged.
I thought the cave was gonna eat him, not electrocute him.
You set your expectations in a different direction.
That's fair.
3, 2, 1. Oh, they're dead. I'm sorry. Excuse me. What the fuck was that?
You can rewind it.
Oh, I'm trying. Oh no.
What?
YouTube's lagging. I don't know what happened there.
Random person said it's the same screen as the Rushmore video.
Yeah, YouTube's lagging. I can't pause or play it. There we go. Maybe. Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna try refreshing. Yeah, okay. Now I got it fixed. I just had to refresh it. In the bloody fuck is that?
I don't know. It looks like a pair of abominable snowman arms.
It also looks like some type of machine too.
Yeah.
So they probably made a machine, didn't realize how bad it would get, and then it ended up killing it all. Do not visit these sites. They have not been fed in years. I'm sorry, excuse me, what? What do you mean haven't been fed in years?
Uh,
Anyways, 3, 2, 1. Filmed by Maya and Nathaniel Arnoldson. Oh, them again. So that's May's movie maker. We all good to continue? Right. The next is the Suez Canal crab. Oh my gosh. Now, instead of getting an archival note, we're getting statements from Maze. This is perfect. Statement from Maze. Arabic text is incompatible with English teens. To view a Twitter post sent by an Arabic tea machine, please visit Arabic tea machine. Likewise, please use an Arabic intelligent device to watch MNN. Maze News Network broadcasts in Arabic. Otherwise, the text on screen will be distorted. Share these tips with your friends and family on Twitter. Corn cow emoji. Okay. It's pretty. We'll set the tone for the rest of the series. Oh, okay. Right. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Suez Canal, March 2021. Oh. March 23rd, 7:44 a.m. I don't know what you would do in this situation if a boat somehow goes sideways. This happened. Wait,
pray?
this. Huh?
I said pray.
Yeah. Wait, did this actually happen? The ever given?
I don't know.
I just see random person's message more when this happened. It blocked the Suez Canal. Oh, the Ever Given. It blocked the Suez Canal a few years ago. It was like a major global issue. Oh, this actually happened.
Oh.
Damn. There were a bunch of memes online about it. I didn't know. I never seen a meme of that. How the fuck did they get rid of it then? Lots of digging. Wow. He just decided to dig around it.
Aaron, what else were they supposed to do?
Blow it up.
Oh,
Oh, this happened mid-COVID too. Okay, so this is relatively recent.
Aaron's like, you know what? I know what to do near a dam.
Yes,
Blow it up.
it was one of the memes. Blow it up. Oh my god.
That would be so stupid.
Look, it would be out of the way then.
And the dam would break apart and possibly kill people.
Sacrifices must be made, Jerry.
No.
Sacrifices to the blood god. Blood for the blood god.
Aaron, you need your head whacked.
With Rizzo just littered in the canal, yeah. Jerry, every year we must give blood to the blood god.
No.
Yes. Random person, you agree with me? We must give at least once per year give blood to blood god.
People say that. I'll beat the heckin' out of you.
Blood must be given to the blood god.
Don't make me bite you.
My friend skulls for a skull thrown, corn for the cornflakes. See, Random agrees.
No, Random is an idiot. They're the
Random is in college. They're not an idiot.
Aaron.
Yes.
You passed college. I passed college.
I dropped out.
I did not drop out.
I forgot what 5 was today. Don't hype me up.
Yeah, I was just proven correct. See? Random person literally called themselves the eucalyptus tree, the tree that sets themselves on fire.
Exactly, that's smart.
No!
Anyways, back to the analog core at hand.
The tree that wants to hurt itself.
Yeah. April 6, 2021. President Clinton announces nuclear solution. Wait, so Trump didn't become president in this universe?
Yeah, but she was still evil.
Okay, so I want to stress this. Yes, Random. President Hillary Clinton decided to nuke the ship to free it. Yeah, it sounds something Trump would want to do. More than Hillary. As I said, this sets the tone. Gotcha. It's in 3, 2, 1. For the last 2 weeks, the container ship Ever Given has obstructed the Suez Canal with every passing hour. It is costing the global economy over $400 million. And the request of Egyptian President, the United States will end the crisis with nuclear force. Both Congress and the United Nations Security Council have approved the use of small thermonuclear weapon on the Suez Canal several miles from the Ever Given's location. The launch itself will not reach the ship, however, the waves generated are expected to dislodge the Ever Given from its present position. Evacuations of the city along the waterway are in progress. April 10th, 2021.
So they're really gonna nuke it just like
Yep. It moved. It's out of the way. On the Twitter machine, aka the T machine. Where'd it ever even go? It disappeared according to officials. It got up and left. Why is everyone confused? Or if she was stuck in the Suez Canal, it just disappeared. Even in a world without computers, Twitter exists. Yeah. Oh, sweet mother of God. That actually reminds me of a certain monster creature Stephen King made. From the not it book, from the Mist book, which was looked like this, except some of the legs were tentacles that would go down and grab someone so he can pull it up and eat it. Yeah. Anyways, does this disturb you, Jerry? The ship has legs. Jerry? Jerry, are you speaking? Oh no, we lost Jerry. We lost the Jerry. Well, intermission. Hi, random. We lost Jerry. The crab ate Jerry. This is what we get for nuking. This canal, yeah. I now know of a place I want to go to in Korea. South Korea, I should say. It's Penis Park, where there's just literally penis statues everywhere. I just realized I was muted. Alright, anyways. Yeah. Hi, Jerry.
Hey.
Yeah, so the reason I want to go to Penis Park in South Korea is because there's penis statues everywhere. But the reason they did that is because apparently a woman drowned and was left on a rock. And fish stopped coming in. But once a man started relieving himself into the lake, or not really lake, you know what I mean. But the fish started coming back, so they started putting penis statues everywhere, just so they can keep having fish.
So basically, penises to please the dead woman.
Yes. Yeah, because literally not long after the guy relieved himself, fish started coming back. So they believe that's why. I must visit the penis park. Anyways, Gary, did you see what this canal thing looks like now? Not ever.
No.
Oh, the what was its name again?
When they were about to show what
Ever
happened
Given.
after they decided to bomb shit, the internet went down and I flipped the switch.
Oh, I still have it up. The Ever Given. It's right here.
Everything looked black and white when we were looking.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
Right there. All right. Yeah, this is their phones, Jerry.
I like ours more.
Twitter trademark machine, aka T machine. Where did Ever Given go? Shit disappeared according to officials. It got up and left. Why is everyone confused? Where ship that was struck in Suez Canal, it just disappeared. And there's the ship.
Oh.
It grew legs, Jerry. Long, long legs.
So it did?
Well, it's out of the canal now. It's our punishment for our hubris. Yeah. Instead of creating Godzilla, we created the Ever Given.
The Nope boat?
That's one thing that I don't think either of you two know about this. There is one Godzilla movie that shows how Godzilla became Godzilla. Is an island got nuked that had one T-Rex on it, and that T-Rex turned into Godzilla.
Okay.
Yeah, it's literally it. It just gets the nuclear bomb treatment and becomes Godzilla somehow, not dying. I forgot what movie that was, but that is a movie.
Dude, look. The boat grew legs. Yay. No, yay. Yay. Do you really want a boat to start walking as soon as it's freed?
Maybe.
It could finally get revenge for itself for all the birds that shit on it. Okay.
Isn't it 3, 2, 1? Americans just released a monster. When he asked for a sequel to Attack of the Crab Monsters 1957. Americans destroyed the Suez Canal and released a demon. Great. So is the ship alive, or is there something underneath it? April 11th, 2011. Suez Canal crab will not be destroyed, says UN Security Council. The crab cannot be eliminated without causing great damage to the Ever Given. At this age, the world is unprepared for the loss of cargo of such magnitude, therefore the Suez Canal crab will not be destroyed. At this time, no containers will be lifted from the ship since low-flying aircraft cause the organism to ambulate unsteadily. Animals will return in the Ever Given back to the sea. Efforts are underway to carefully manipulate the crab's route through Egypt.
Really?
Yes. Barricade 1.
That did not work.
Barricade 2.
That did not work.
Hurry up.
I think that was Cairo.
Cairo, got it. Dr. Disturbing.
Hello.
Substance.
Hello. Okay, and then tell me, what do you think about the tower? It's your first visit here, so what do you think about the tower?
I thought it was a really good tower. It was very interesting to go up it. It gave you a really good sense of how busy Cairo is, so I really enjoyed it.
That was terrific. It was really great to get kind of a sense of the scale of the city. It's kind of difficult to do that when you're walking around down on the street.
It's a breathtaking view, and it really gives you a terrific perspective of the whole city. And I loved it up there. I spent a couple of hours up on the top.
2021 Cairo Tower Stampede.
Due to evacuations around the Suez Canal, millions traveled to Cairo in search of housing. In response to this migration, many building capacity limits for popular attractions were inflated. The Cairo Tower, one of the tallest buildings in Egypt, had its own recommended capacity limit increased from 700 persons to 1,000.
April 16, 2021, 3 days prior.
On the evening of April 16, 2021, upwards of 1,200 visitors toured the Cairo Tower at once. Although concerns of overcrowding had been raised by several staff members, the building manager dismissed their comments. Since the Suez Canal crab would be passing by later in the evening, he also encouraged visitors to enter the upper levels of the tower, as that would provide a better vantage point.
What was that?
I was just muttering to myself, hoping the tower doesn't gain legs.
Yeah.
At 8 p.m., the Suez Canal crab was observed to have turned toward the Cairo Tower and proceeded to approach. Despite an alert sent out by the Egyptian government for civilians to immediately vacate structures in the crab's path, most visitors ignored the warning and stayed on the upper levels of the Cairo Tower as it came near. At 8:15 p.m., the Suez Canal crab was seen to have stumbled and, in an attempt to regain its balance, crashed into one side of the Cairo Tower, killing over 200 people. The resulting tremors that traversed the building damaged its staircases and elevator systems beyond repair. The cascade of shipping containers from the Ever Given, knocked forward by the momentum of the initial stumble, lasted for over 2 minutes, as an estimated 800 containers broke from their locks and pushed forward an additional 1,000 containers. As all 1,800 containers tumbled down through the building, the structural integrity of the Cairo Tower rapidly diminished. Falling debris and containers are reported to have killed over 800 visitors. At 8:19 p.m., the Cairo Tower fully collapsed, dragging the immobilized Suez Canal crab into the ground. In total, only 39 of the 1,189 visitors of the Cairo Tower survived. 2 of the 15 staff members escaped to safety, including the building manager. None of the 6 security guards survived. Although paramedics and police officers had arrived shortly before the Cairo Tower's collapse, the visibly unstable tower prompted them to collect survivors on the ground and retreat to a safe distance. At 8:41 p.m., a hazardous waste collection team and soldiers of the Egyptian ground forces arrived to contain survivors within mobile quarantine chambers. Due to fears of a potential contagion contracted from the Suez Canal crab, all civilians in the vicinity were placed in quarantine under the authority of Egypt's military in collaboration with the Ministry of Health. Upon impact with the ground, the Suez Canal crab and the Ever Given separated. The large wounds caused by the separation discharged thousands of gallons of seawater and bodily fluids. The hazardous waste collection team and soldiers attempted to plug the gushing lesions. However, survivors report that their efforts were mostly futile due to the team's inability to stay standing on the slippery ground.
Damn.
With the number of accidental falls among the troops on the increasingly wet ground, the Egyptian army diverted its focus from closing wounds on the Suez Canal crab to evacuation efforts. By midnight, the civilian population within a 3-mile radius of the fallen Cairo Tower had been completely evacuated.
April 17th, 2021.
On the morning of April 17th, Egyptian authorities publicly announced that the Suez Canal crab had fallen in Cairo and laid in a vegetative state. Although the Cairo exclusion zone was primarily intended to prevent any media coverage of the crab and the surrounding destruction, several journalists managed to record footage of the site through the assistance of private helicopter pilots. By 8 a.m., clips of the crab were trending on Twitter. Members of the Anti-Device Association attributed the severity of the disaster to the development of intelligent devices, specifically Twitter machines. They reasoned that due to the popularity of Twitter in America, the Ever Given was overstocked with T-machines, which weighed the ship down and consequently caused the initial obstruction of the Suez Canal. On Twitter, the ADA released a vicious string.
Clinton says the crab is not a TMFD, true force of mass destruction, until it kills people. Ridiculous.
Of messages criticizing Twitter, Hillary Clinton, and Egypt. Along with images of the Suez Canal crab, photos of scattered goods that had fallen out of the shipping containers became a popular topic of discussion. One image of a sports car resting on top of debris would be retweeted by the ADA with the caption, "The Cairo exclusion zone is a conspiracy to keep goods in Egypt. The American people have been robbed." The tweet was shared by over 10 million users. Taking notice, the ADA followed up with tweets suggesting that an Egyptian soldier had driven home the sports car in the image, and that the goods needed to be rescued by their rightful owners. The ADA deemed April 19th as Finders Keepers Day and urged all Americans to travel to Egypt to obtain the goods left by the fallen Suez Canal crab. Overnight, an estimated 12,000 flights to Cairo were booked by American citizens.
April 18th, 2021, one day prior.
Although a few trespassers had been apprehended in the Cairo exclusion zone, officials did not foresee any further disruptions at the site. Medical personnel attended to survivors in the quarantine chambers. Soldiers cleared rubble and attempted to control the spread of the Suez Canal crab's bodily fluids. By 5 a.m. on April 19th, approximately 20 million gallons had been contained through aerial drops of sawdust and an extensive effort to mop the premises. Although several officials discussed a plan to lay down military-grade mats to enable the hazardous material collection team to walk up to the crab for closer analysis, it was ultimately decided that no further action would be taken until the following evening, as it was believed that the midday sun would evaporate most of the fluid.
April 19th, 2021, Stampede.
At 12 p.m., over 12,000 Americans gathered in front of the gated entrance of the Cairo exclusion zone. 4,000 Egyptian police officers and soldiers stood behind the perimeter to guard the exclusion zone from trespassers. At 12:03 p.m., violence erupted when an American shot a police officer in the face. Consequently, tear gas was used on the raging mob. Tanks and heat rays arrived shortly afterwards to deter any trespassers. However, by 12:10 p.m., the front entrance gates of the Cairo exclusion zone collapsed from the force of the charging crowd. Informed of
God damn, that's cold.
What was
I only mean all the Americans going there and stampeding.
Yeah. It's like Area 51.
A lot of danger. They're like, no, they're trying to run. Sorry.
One.
Of the approaching Americans, medical personnel and survivors at the epicenter began to vacate the premises. By 12:43 p.m., the first Americans were seen by officials at the epicenter. Although the wet ground was expected to significantly slow their approach, several citizens had arrived earlier than anticipated since they had utilized car hubcaps to slide quickly across the ground. With no law enforcement at the scene, the American citizens began to collect fallen goods and pry open shipping
Because they
containers.
shot all of
Popular
the
goods included
officers.
furniture, firearms, processed food, tea machines, bars of gold, automobiles, and designer clothing. As Americans continued to arrive at the epicenter, more injuries from accidental falls were observed. Concussions and broken arms were the most common injuries during the initial break-in. At 1 p.m., several fights broke out over a Ford pickup truck that had rolled out from a container and crushed a family. 3 aggressors were shot by a man who had found a rifle. The conflict fueled an unpleasant atmosphere, with more instances of gun violence as time went on. One notable incident saw the discovery of a container of firearms by a group of young children. The accidental firing of an automatic weapon by one child prompted the intervention of their parents and other adults. The resulting verbal argument escalated quickly and broke out into a full-scale gunfight with over 14 armed subjects, including the children. Another fight erupted after the discovery of a deluxe barbecue grill, which 13 Americans had simultaneously called dibs on when the item was pulled out of a shipping container. All 13 Americans died from gun-related wounds.
Damn.
When the last wave of the 12,000 Americans had entered the epicenter, overcrowding ensured that the accidental fall of one individual would trigger a continuous series of additional falls. Without any open space for the midday sunlight to reach the wet ground, the bodily fluid had no time to evaporate, and the number of falls steadily increased. At around 1:30 p.m., one of the posterior legs of the Suez Canal crab twitched and incited panic in a nearby crowd. As Americans attempted to flee, many fell on the slippery ground and were trampled by those rushing behind them. By 1:33 p.m., the screams of the panicked crowd had reached a deafening volume, reportedly being heard over 5 miles away. Due to the reinforcement of the Cairo exclusion zone's gates and orders from the Ministry of Health to prevent any American citizen from leaving the exclusion zone, the massive crowds were kept inside the 3-mile radius of the epicenter, held in place by an orderly line of tanks that flanked the entirety of the zone's perimeter. The gates stood for over 6 hours as Americans ran from the epicenter. Many soldiers became ill at the sight of injuries caused by the thousands of bodies being crushed into the metal bars. By 7:15 p.m., everyone within a half-mile of the gate had perished from extreme pressure. Heat exhaustion, accidental falls, and gun violence were also major causes of death. The Cairo exclusion zone gates were opened at 8 p.m. Soldiers searched for the remaining survivors. Of the over 12,000 Americans who had arrived, only 944 survived.
Damn.
77 of the American survivors were found kneeling around the Suez Canal crab and claimed to have been promised from a deity that they would survive if they prayed to the crab. However, none of them could account for the remains of dead worshippers that littered the ground around them. They would later establish the Church of the Ever Given during their stay at a local hospital. Howard Melrose, an American journalist permitted to visit the Cairo exclusion zone the day after the stampede, said of the site, "It looked like something from a medieval painting. All of their bodies were jammed into each other. Everyone became one."
Cairo Exclusion Zone is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. I want to summarize this video. Okay, go ahead, random person. Hillary Clinton nuked the Suez Canal. It created a crab monster. The crab walked towards Cairo. Tripped, fell, died. Then 11,000 Americans died fighting over its corpse. Crab did nothing. It was just a victim here. Yeah. Pretty much. Awesome question. Yeah. Excuse me, what?
What?
The Henry Cable were due. Oh, I forgot. It was such a long time ago. Oh, add a better TTV mode. I might get rid of that. I barely even. I haven't heard that in a long time. Yeah, we hear what's supposed to listen background. All of a sudden, we heard Jeffrey Epstein.
That's what Spoon's watching.
Yeah, I heard us too. What? Earn these points anyway. Right. Do you even know what better TV is? I didn't even forgotten it. I didn't even realize they had that many points. In the 1%, yeah. Book is still number 1 in gift subs though, at 145. Anyways, Right, next is Dean Disaster. Are we ready?
Yep.
Stanford Maze. Out of respect for deaf culture, the surgical procedures developed under the Dean administration were made optimal for all Americans. However, acute social pressure compelled nearly every citizen of deafness to accept medical treatment. Those who were against treatment were frequently ostracized from society, and some were even harassed into fleeing the country. What do you think of President James Dean as in the Great Siren Disaster? Share your thoughts on Twitter. Or car emoji. If our glorious President James Dean. Oh my god. Alright, ready for the Dean disaster?
Sure.
Story of America's worst TV hijacking.
During a broadcast of ABC Evening News, anchor Frank Reynolds told viewers to be prepared for tomorrow and that they would witness the start of a glorious adventure. Word spread quickly throughout the country, and civilians invited friends and family to their homes in anticipation of the next day. Although no details of this glorious adventure were known, it was widely presumed to be another exciting TV announcement from President James Dean. Watching parties were organized in living rooms across America, and on the evening of May 13, 1969, after the ABC Evening News ended, televisions were closely watched with millions of unblinking eyes. No one wanted to miss what President Dean had to say.
James Dean's America is hell. But you still don't believe us. You'll hear the truth from James Dean himself.
Immediately following the broadcast, air raid sirens activated across all 50 states. The sirens blared at a far greater volume than usual and burst the eardrums of every civilian within a 4-mile radius. The resulting panic triggered severe overcrowding at bomb shelters and deadly stampedes in the streets. Thousands were trampled and hospitals were overwhelmed within the hour. Fires broke out in all major cities, and cars left running in the streets produced lethal amounts of carbon monoxide, which flowed into poorly ventilated bomb shelters and suburban homes. In Washington, D.C., the White House was placed into lockdown immediately after the TV hijacking, and President Dean was rushed to a maximum security underground bunker. Able to hear the anguished screams of civilians in the streets above, Dean refused to stay in the shelter. When carbon monoxide alarms went off in the bunker, he urged his staff to exit the White House with him and shut off the vehicles left on the roadways. With a phone call, Dean mobilized the National Guard to assist with the deactivation of the millions of parked vehicles across America. Several more phone calls to high-ranking military officials and world leaders revealed that no nuclear missiles had in fact been launched. President Dean soon realized that the air raid sirens had been hijacked by a domestic organization and immediately ordered all forces of the military to disable every active siren in the nation. When military technicians arrived at the location of the sirens, they found that the bodies of prior technicians, who had perished from the combination of stress and the siren's sheer volume, piled so high as to have formed a ramp to the top of the speakers.
What? That's a lot of bodies.
Yeah.
That's bad.
The overcrowding of streets by civilians and unaccompanied cars frequently blocked the path of emergency vehicles and prolonged the process of disarming the sirens. Against his advisors' wishes, President Dean tasked himself with the deactivation of an air siren near the White House. Although he would accomplish the task fairly quickly, Dean sustained permanent ear damage and was rendered fully deaf.
Oh, damn.
The sheer volume had also caused countless blood vessels in his body to burst and produce several abdominal hernias. His condition was shared among the millions of other Americans who had been near the sirens at the time of their activation. 3 hours would pass before all air raid sirens would be fully disabled. The next morning, at the advice of federal authorities, civilians slowly made their way from the shelters back to their homes. Although some continued to stay in the shelters for fear of radioactive fallout, most accepted the explanation given by military officials over the radio. There is no nuclear holocaust. A domestic terrorist organization hijacked the sirens of America. The streets were littered with bodies and automobiles. The National Guard handed out blindfolds to the young, sick, and elderly as they exited the shelters to prevent the scenes of bloodshed from causing fainting spells and heart attacks. At the Walt Disney Medical Center, physicians examined President Dean and other members of his staff who helped disarm the sirens. All were diagnosed with severe hearing loss. Against his doctor's advice, Dean insisted on issuing a public statement on the traumatic events that had transpired. Although he initially wanted to appear on live television, a glance at the mirror discouraged him, as he saw the countless bruises and tears present on his skin due to the intensity of the sirens.
A random person says, credit where it's due, Dean going out to shut those things down himself is awesome. Yeah.
It does sound pretty badass.
In coordination with technicians from the Department of Defense, President Dean instead organized a large-scale radio broadcast, utilizing the very air raid sirens they had disabled. Later that night, a bruised Frank Reynolds would announce on ABC Evening News that Dean would speak through the sirens and that captions would be displayed simultaneously on television for viewers who were hard of hearing.
be with you in just one moment.
It's Jimmy speaking. I'm sorry, very sorry for what's come to pass. I wish I could bring back your friends, your family. I want to fix everything. This is not the announcement I planned for. But as you know, there are people who have it in for us. The Anti-Dean Association. They hijack our systems. They hurt people. The Anti-Dean Association is an anti-American association. I want you to keep an eye out for them. They will not be hard to find because they are very proud of their silly ideas. Find them and bring them to your local authorities. We'll make things right. We have places for people like them. This is Jimmy, signing off.
Have a nice day.
Over the next week, hundreds of thousands of anti-Deaners would be apprehended and sent to correctional facilities around the United States. These facilities, meant for the anti-American, were aptly located near or at national monuments in order to symbolize a return to American virtues.
Oh.
Most would stay for merely a few weeks before being released again. Friends and family of rehabilitated anti-Deaners frequently claimed that they would have improved personalities, no recollection of their past criminal activities, and even slightly altered physical appearances. These methods were so effective in calming the terrorist that many innocent civilians requested themselves to be sent to these facilities in hopes of radically changing their lives. However, federal authorities would deny any admission to those who were not affiliated with the ADA. During one address, President Dean
Yeah, President's right. I just want to say, if they want to make themselves look like good guys, defending half of the U.S. is not the way to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the way to do it. They say, screw you, we're sending you to a different world. And getting a different you. Happy? Yeah. Yes.
acknowledged the high volume of requests from the public.
We'll be with you in just one moment.
A lot of you want to be sent to the same places we're sending those anti-Deaners to. I get it. Those who come out of these places, they look clean as a whistle. But if we send you to those places too, then those correctional facilities lose their purpose. If we send everyone to prison, then what's a prison anymore? This is Jimmy, signing off.
On the morning of May 22nd, 9 days after the disaster, President Dean received a state-of-the-art hearing implant from Maze Machines, an up-and-coming tech company. Around noon at the Walt Disney Medical Center, the device was surgically inserted into Dean. The sound quality of the implant and the speedy nature of the surgery inspired Dean to imagine a new government department, which would be able to oversee the mass production and distribution of quality hearing implants to the American public. That evening, President Dean requested an emergency session of Congress and proposed the ambitious project.
I can't hear a damn thing. Did you hear me? I can't hear a damn thing. Neither can you, or you, or you, or you.
It doesn't matter whether you were near the sirens or not. None of you are listening. We need to bring together those technology companies to build and send hearing devices that the public needs. Hearing devices that you yourself need. And through a collaboration with the Department of Health, we can give back to the people what our failures took away. We can let a mother hear her child laugh again, and let a man hear his dog again. We can give everyone their hearing again. And who's stopping you? Listen to the public. You're all about deadlines too. So here's one. By July 4th, I want every American to hear the fireworks.
Damn.
Due to a malfunction in his auditory implants, Dean was unable to hear himself and as a result spoke much louder on the Senate floor than on previous occasions. The volume of his speech, which greatly amplified his compassion for the American people, profoundly affected the senators, and in the early hours of May 23, 1969, after 10 hours of discussion, the Department of Technology was approved. It was the fastest an executive department had ever been established. By May 27th, all persons with hearing loss attributed to the anti-Dean disaster would be eligible for the surgical implantation of a hearing device free of charge. Mass operating rooms would be established throughout the U.S., able to house over 1,000 patients at once.
Damn.
The use of surgical androids was approved on June 6th, which increased the number of surgeries performed per day over 250%. Once all victims had been treated, those with deafness unrelated to the disaster also became eligible for the surgery.
Helen Keller. Oh.
On July 4th, it was announced that there was no incidence of severe hearing loss in the country. The United States was the first nation in the world to eradicate deafness. The achievement had been expected for some time since its first mention during Dean's congressional address. In preparation, many health organizations, both domestic and international, had prepared to host banquets for Dean and grant awards to him and his staff. However, President Dean spent the entirety of Independence Day racing cars with close friend Richard Nixon at a local speedway.
Damn.
Though many would cite the recovery from the anti-Dean disaster as James Dean's finest hour, the president was never willing to accept responsibility.
All we did was fix some ears.
That was the Dean disaster.
That was intense.
He gave Helen Keller a hearing. Yeah, he did. I don't think I need to elaborate more than that. Yeah. Alright, got one more for tonight. Alright, the next is the Starry Sphinx. Stand for Maze. There are no extraterrestrials. Visit our Twitter account for more fun facts. Or on a common emoji. Ready for the Starry Sphinx, Jerry?
Sure, let's see. The Sphinx, which has been built upon multiple times, thousands of years ago, through different eras. Let's see what it has in store for us.
Yep. Alright. Last video of the night in 3, 2, 1. Starry Sphinx and related phenomena. Video number 1. TFMD on Mars. Why is it on Mars?
I guess I was thinking of the wrong Sphinx. That looks like a Sphinx, yeah.
Why is it on Mars? Hey, it's the Sphinx.
You know what? Why not? Why not at this point?
Yeah. One. I number one. It's just from an interview recovered from an arson scene unrestored.
Egypt was entirely against excavation. They had every right to be upset when we went ahead with it anyway. They said that their system worked for thousands of years and would continue to protect the country. They're right. At the time, the president and our military did not care. They viewed their solution as a problem and desperately needed a better solution. American solution, which in this case was excavation.
Damn. Videotape number 2. TFMD leaves Mars. Oh, it's the Sphinx. It's leaving Mars.
Oh, so you see that thing in space? That's a Sphinx that was on Mars. Whee! It might be flying to Earth because Americans decided to excavate the Sphinx because they know better than Egypt.
Yeah.
What? Like I said, this is an alternate reality sort of like horror thing. Is it going to destroy us all? Who knows? The crab boat didn't kill us all, so like, oh man. What? Americans felt like it was a giant conspiracy to steal American goods, so thousands of them went to Egypt and basically killed the police that were protecting people from going to the danger area. Americans proceeded to rob the area and then kill each other. And then they were surprised that the Egyptian officials kept those people in for a few more hours. And only 900 people survived. And they said it's because they prayed to the crab. Yay. Did you yay that? Okay.
Anyway. In 3, 2, 1.
Pyramids were classified as CFMDs by the U.S. Excavation was inevitable. CFMDs have been acknowledged by the UN Security Council as the single most dangerous threat to humanity. Of course, this was before climate change and mankind was classified as CFMDs under the new administration. At the time, it meant that the pyramids required immediate action.
Oh. Interesting. Year number 3 and 4, TMD enters Earth's atmosphere. Oh. Well, damn. He's just gonna get a gift.
The ancient pharaohs personally appointed workers toward guarding it, with some years of their lives striking the trees. They were equipped with the finest music glass balloons, which would substances to inhibit muscle fatigue and induce insomnia, so they would be able to hit the trees for several nights in a row. The goal was not to cut down any of the trees, of course. That wouldn't be possible until 1945. Rather, the intention was to shift the tree's focus from upward growth to internal repairs. The ancient Egyptians knew that they could not permanently halt the tree's germination, but by prolonging their growth, the Egyptians bought themselves time to build enormous towers that would better contain the trees.
Ah. Alright, being broken exists. American, not reality. We can do better. People proceed to die because they, in fact, cannot do it better. Yeah. It has always been an American way, Jerry. You know that.
Even in alternate realities, really?
Yes. You know this. Why do you think America says it's number 1?
Because it's number 2 and feels inferior and wants to pretend it's not.
Yeah.
Well, it's not even number 2 technically, but don't let America know that.
Anyways, back to the video. Hand in 3, 2, 1. Video number 5 and 6. TFMD is attacked. So that fucking happened. That was stupid. Top 25, not the top 5. Yeah, I just looked up. Canada is number 1. Norway number 2. Sweden number 3. Switzerland number 4. Australia number 5. Finland number 6. New Zealand number 7. Denmark number 8. Netherlands number 9. Belgium number 10. Ireland number 11. Australia number 12. UK number 13. Italy number 14. Germany number 15. Japan number 16. Spain number 17. Portugal number 18. France 19. And Singapore 20. Missiles strike the Sphinx. Yep. We're not even in the top 20, Jerry. Your thoughts on that?
I shrug.
Yeah.
Maybe we would do better if we didn't keep electing Nazis and pedophiles.
Oh my god. Fair enough.
And I'm sorry, I can call our last president a Nazi too, since he was pro-Israel.
That's fair. Anyways. In 3, 2, 1.
Within the first week of excavation, we found the pyramids extended much deeper into the sand than we had previously thought. The more we dug, the more bricks we had found had already been laid. At the time, we had convinced ourselves that the pyramids had to be single structure. It would only be a matter of time before we would reach the bottom. By the third week, we realized that we had been wrong the whole time. The pyramids extended down excellently. You can imagine our reluctance to tell the public that the pyramids were not pyramids at all. They were towers, instrument towers, all 3 of them, towers which contain enormous species of metaphysical flora. Who knew that the pyramids were merely the tips of buildings?
Well, now we're going to see how effective the missiles were. Video number 7. TFMD's false children land. Oh. Not effective at all. Video number 8. False children organized into the Starry Sphinx. Video number 8. The Starry Sphinx distracts observers as mothership flees. Video affected by radiation. Oh. No, it's an alien ship. What was that?
Is that the Sphinx merged with a boat?
No, I think it's supposed to be a UFO.
a Sphinx FO.
Yes. UFS, unidentified flying sphinx. Yeah. Number 9, the Great Pyramids rise. Oh.
I'm sorry, I don't really like it when ancient coffins rise from the ground. What do they mean awaken?
Yep, apparently. Video number 10. Yeah, video number 10. The other pyramids awakened. Video affected by radiation. Oh boy. That's a very tall ass pyramid. That's a lot of tall ass pyramids. A lot of them. And I mean a lot.
I will say I have heard that there are pyramids that are hidden under the sand, but this is ridiculous.
Diagram number 1. Present situation. Sphinx equals this and pyramids equals those dots. Okay. Okay, so Sphinx is in the middle. Oh, that's a lot of pyramids. That is a lot of pyramids.
And there's more. You notice there were also pyramids that didn't fit into the screen.
Yeah. And remember, each one holds a special tree. Oh, one of those trees that does the alternate reality thing. As well as sings. That is disturbing. Produced by the Anti-Device Association, aka the Anti-Demon. The reason I'm ending a bit early, even though I would usually keep going, I'm feeling tired.
That is valid.
I hate narcolepsy.
Hating it will not make it easier.
Get some sleep, you deserve it. Thanks, man. Yeah, so, Jerry, you got any last words for stream?
And just remember, if America says they can do it better, just think this. No, they can. No, they can.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You got any last words, Rando? Since you're still here. There's only gets more fever dream from here, and I love every second of it. Yeah. I think that's your last words. Alright, Danger Noddles. Tomorrow I won't be streaming because it'll be movie night in a Discord server. 18 plus only. No minors. Ooh, movie. So it'll be movie night. It'll happen around 9 p.m. EST. Hopefully I arrive on time. Hopefully. Anyways. I'll see you guys then. I don't know, I'm just really fucking tired. Scolati Solapia